Good evening, darling ones. Welcome to my salon of stories. How are you this evening? I have been extremely busy this week. I had 3 readings of my work on 3 different planets, after which I spent a wonderful weekend in a desert oasis on the planet of Kenjorda. It was while on Kenjorda, bizarrely, that I was given a sheaf of papers that had apparently been written upon Earth. How they came to be on Kenjorda, I do not know, but the merchant who showed them to me was persuaded, after a bit of haggling, to let them be brought home. It was rather a rush, but I translated this poem for you today. It is set in Paris and is a warning against a particular kind of creature that is best avoided. Do you want to hear more? Well, grab your pillows, snacks, favorite plush toy, and whatever else you need for comfort. This is going to be a scary one. The Catacomb Sprites. We know Paris as the city of lovers, the scent of romance, always in the air. But far beneath the streets of gleaming cobbles, there is a dark place that invites despair, a place wherein there lie the bones of thousands, and the phantoms of lonely spirits roam in the labyrinth of lost hopes and wonders. That's the place the Catacomb Sprites call home. Have you heard the Greek legend of the sirens, who used their beauty and talent with sound to overwhelm the minds of hapless sailors and draw them onto the rocks, where they drowned? Well, in the catacombs, the glowing sprites hide. To men, they seem women with bright Titian hair, their bodies lithe and lush, eyes glowing gold, their soft smiles beckoning men to their lair. At night, they venture up alongside the Seine, along the pavements where young people prance. They seek out those with loneliness in their minds and saddened hearts. For them only they dance. They shake firm hips and breasts to lure their desire. And from the peopled walks, they draw away their hapless victims. Follow us, they whisper. Come into the shadows with us and play. So, young and old, the would-be lovers trail down the steps and ladders where the dead things lie, their empty sockets, staring ever upwards, but never catching one glimpse of the sky. At first, it seems a game. The men stumble on, over the gravel paths of sand and bone. The sprites appear to shed fragments of clothing, flickering bright one moment and then gone. They appear to promise profound desire, the fulfillment of every aching dream, every excess, each impossible climax. Anything rash or shameful or obscene. In time, the men are drawn below the tunnels, into a place that bleeds from our own world, and into realms of sorrow and of darkness. Throbbing tendrils of pulsing red flesh curl and reach towards the lost ones who enter there. Upon the walls, no stones but blinking eyes, the smell of death a miasma in the air, and every ear assailed by fiendish cries. That's when the sprites doff their dissembling disguise. The lissom bodies and tender curves fade. All that was lovely and bright shivers, quivers, warps, twists, and ripples, and then melts away. Beneath the glowing eyes and the sparkling hair are creatures made of rot, slime, and shattered bone. Things not meant to walk out upon the earth. Things that can kill you with a glance alone. They look at their victims and shriek in hunger. Almost as one, the victims cower away and seek escape, but the doors once there close, coagulate and heal. Slick flesh of gray, cover what appeared to be sand, brick, and stone. Any who, in error, lean upon it adhere to it completely. Though they struggle, they have no hope of being freed from it. They will stand there in agony and horror until their flesh is dissolved from their bones, and all that's left, amidst the squeals and whispers, or other monsters, are their desperate moans. Those who go further still fare no better. They are tugged down a tunnel lined with teeth. They reach for them and tear chunks from their bodies, munching in delight while they howl in grief. There is a room where countless tentacles squirm, first caressing with awful tenderness, then prizing open each line and orifice, while the victims writhe and squeal in distress. There are chambers where lashes beat from the walls, and others where hands grip and rend and pray. Throughout, all can be heard whispers of sadness, prompting those who hear them to feel despair. Last comes the worst of it, a door of crimson and flashing gold, from which beat anguished screams. So desperate, they surpass any terror, horror or pain, plucked out of fearful dreams. The sprites pull their now silent prisoners on. Near the gate, that fixes with its grin the hapless sinners, and though they quake and pray, for remedy relentless draws them in. Thus screaming, would-be lovers are dragged further into the depths where no human should go. Whether any ascend from in that slick hell of reaching talons, I simply don't know. But trust me when I say a clean death on earth, standing strong beneath sun or midnight sky, is far better than treading the hungry halls of the creatures called the Catacomb Sprites. That is not the only way that the sprites hunt. If hunting children or old people, they take the form of kittens, their long fur glowing, making themselves appear a helpless stray. And when the person follows, intending help, slip right and left through the shadows and down, almost caught, then racing forwards until the poor victims are caught and in horror drown. So beware if you walk the streets of Paris. Although it is a city of beauty, if you see something that glows too radiant, something you hardly believe you can see, do not be drawn in. Stay beneath the bright stars. Do not, from man's protection, veer away, or you too may scream in the utter darkness, never finding the mercy of the day. Subscribe to become a delicious darling. What a chilling tale. I shall think twice about following any beautiful women, or glowing cats for that matter, into the Paris catacombs. Today's word for the comments is tunnel. Type it and tell me what the scariest tunnel you can imagine being trapped in is. If you have ever been afraid of being trapped in the darkness, please click like and subscribe, and hit the notification bell to become an official delicious darling. Then we can share our dreams and nightmares together, and never have to face them alone. I am off to Whitby tomorrow for a convention on, of all things, magic. I have been asked to perform some of my own published poems, and I am looking forward to sharing my work with another enthusiastic audience. Until I see you next, be cautious about who you walk with. Beware of strange steps into darkness. Always carry an emergency phone. And sleep well, my delicious darlings.